welcome to another video of the Bootstrap development course. So in this section we're going to build our login portal. Pretty cool. And as stated, this is going to be the login portal for Devscorch 3.0 that I'm going to launch around September or October. So first thing I want you guys to do is go to devscorch.com. That's this one. Oh, this one. And you click on the downloads. And on downloads you can find the assets that are associated with this course. Just click on the download button and there will be a zip or a raw file will be downloading. And in there you will find the designs from the projects we're going to build, the products by section, and for this section you can open section 2. Then you click on our skeleton project and then you open index.html in the browser, and you open index.html and the CSS of the index.css in your favorite code editor. So I want you guys to pause the video for a few seconds, and after you've done that, turn on the video again. So I expect you guys to have properly opened the Devscorch login in the browser, and we're going to open up our favorite code editor. In my case it's Visual Studio Code. If you guys are using something else like Atom or brackets, you can use it. Okay, so I took the liberty to help you guys by already creating the skeleton project. This means that the Bootstrap is already imported, our own CSS is imported, and I imported the JavaScript as well. And in the index.css you will find the colors we are going to use for this project. So let's open the design and let's see what we're going to build. So as you can see, we have two colors here. Pretty cool. And the whole idea is about this: when we make it smaller, that the light gray is going to disappear and that this one is going to be on the mobile screen, right? So let's get started. So we go to our index.html. Inside the body tag, gonna make some space. And we're going to start with the div class of container-fluid. So, as stated, what the container-fluid does, it makes sure that the container is always 100% width of the viewport, and it resizes with the width of the viewport. So on smaller screens or on larger screens, the container-fluid always resizes. So what we're going to do as well, after container-fluid, we're going to do something new. And we're going to call a second class, and that is h-100. So h-100 is a class that forces the container fluid to be 100% of the viewport. And this is something we're going to need in this case. So what we're going to do now, we're going to open up another div class, and we're going to call this main container. And also here we're going to call h-100. We're going to close this. So, and the main container is our own container. That is something that we created. It's another Bootstrap class. And inside the main container, we're going to open div class of row. Close it up. And also in the row, we're going to call h-100. And now we are sure that the container fluid, the main container, and the row are all three forced at 100% of the viewport in the height. So this way we make sure that it works. So first thing we're going to do, now we go to the HTML, create some space, and we're going to call body, comma, HTML. And we're going to give this a height of 100%. Oh, 100%. And we're going to give this a background color. Do we see it somewhere? No, we don't. Background dash color. And we're going to take the gray one. So that's this color. I already pasted in. I'm going to copy paste it and put it here. So we're going to save both files. And we're going to test it out to make sure we didn't make any mistakes. And we didn't. So as you can see now we have like the really nice and light grayish. Okay, we did that. Okay, so what we're also gonna do, inside here, we're gonna call div class, and we want 2 columns of 6, right? Because as you can see on the design, it's 2 columns, 2 colors, so we're gonna call 2 columns. And what we're gonna do, in the first column, we're gonna call col dash lg dash 12, and we're gonna call col dash xl dash 12. And the reason for this is that when a screen gets smaller than large, so smaller than the breakpoint on large, this column is gonna disappear. And that means because we don't call the smaller columns, it's not gonna be called, so it's not there on a smaller screen. Pretty interesting. And we're gonna close this up because we don't need anything in this. And under there, we're gonna open another column. So div class of col dash sm dash 12, col dash, oh wait a second, in this case we need 6, I'm so sorry. So at the first column we're gonna change 12 to 6, and in the second column we're gonna give it md dash 6 col, no, we're gonna do md 12, and we're gonna call col dash lg dash 6 and col dash xl dash 6. I'm gonna close this up. Okay, so then we're gonna give the first column, we're gonna make a space and we're gonna give this an ID, and we're gonna call this, no, not in this one, we're gonna do it in the second one, that's easier. And that is because when Bootstrap is gonna stack, it's easier to work on the left side because the right side is always first and the left side is always under. So in this case it's easier. So we're gonna call ID, and we're gonna call this fill height. And now we go back to our CSS, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna call this bracket sign. I don't know what the sign is called. In the Netherlands it's called bracket, like hekje. And we're gonna call the fill height ID. Perfect. And we're gonna give this a color, and we're gonna use the dark gray one. So that's this one, the second gray color. And we're gonna paste it up to the spotlight, and we're gonna paste it in here. Pretty cool. And we're gonna save both of the files. And the last thing we're gonna add to the fill height is also the height of 100%. Okay, so 100%, and this is just to make sure that we force everything at 100% height. So let's see if this works. And it doesn't, so I think we made a mistake. Row, col dash lg6, col xl dash 6. Okay, let's see what happens. Inspect element, let's check this out. Okay, as you can see now the 2 columns are there, but I think there's something going on with the gray. Oh, wait a second, maybe we need background color. So I'm gonna save this, background color, let's see if that works. Yes, that works, okay. So now we've created, on the left side we created the gray color, and on the right side the dark gray color. And now when we resize this, theoretically the light color has to disappear. As you can see, it hits the breakpoint, and now the color disappears. And this is because when we go back to our code, and let's take this one on this side, as you can see, we are on the breakpoint here on this side. We're on the breakpoint, and as you can see, after the breakpoint of the LG of large, that's this one and this one, it's going to be a col md12, but we don't specify any medium or small classes in the first column, and this is why the column disappears, because we don't call it, so it is not there. So yeah, this looks really nice. The colors match. This is amazing. So, I think we did a really good job in this second video. I hope you guys understand a little bit how this worked, so that you work with rows and columns. If you still don't understand it, make sure to ask me in our Discord channel. Tag me with @snowfall, or maybe ask Gautam. He's also a really good web developer, and everybody is happy there to explain to you how it works and how everything. So, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next video.